Hey everybody, it's Andy Greenham from Forest City Coins. Third Greenham on the CGC boards, Forest City Coins on eBay, all lowercase, all smushed together. Website is forestcitycoins.com. Email is forestcitycoins@gmail.com. So I've got another batch of comics I wanted to show you, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to display some of my comic book recreations first, the artwork. It's all done by a good friend of mine, John Sewell, also from London, Ontario, Canada. And, you know, I'm proud of him. He's done a lot of excellent work for me, and he's a pretty talented guy. And so a lot of this stuff, I bought these books before and thought, you know what, I'm going to have John do a recreation for me, and he does such a great job. Okay, so on to the books. First book we've got here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. Guess what? It is a second print, CGC 6.5. If this was a first print, it would be an absolutely huge book, but yeah, second print is all I could find for now, and that's what I've got. I also have a #2 and a #3 first print, but this one, pretty great book. As all of you know, the Turtles are so popular, and the first printing is ultra scarce. Moving on to the next book, this is Wartime Romances #6, CGC 4.0. This book is drawn by Matt Baker on the cover and his artwork inside. And it's a scarce book published by St. John Publications in 1952. And for those of you familiar with, you know, well-drawn ladies, I don't think anything comes better than Matt Baker. So that's a great book. Next, I've got Spy Smasher #8. It's a book by Fawcett in 1942. This is a CGC 6.0. Very cool cover. I don't know how that guy is coming in. It looks like he's hanging from the landing gear of another plane, but smashing the Japanese pilot in midair, and just a pretty cool book. So we don't get books like that, covers like that anymore. So this is just screams golden age, and screams I'm a wonderful book. Here is a scarce Silver Age book, Silver Surfer #4. If you look in the overstreet, it'll say low distribution, and it's true. It's for whatever reason, there weren't many of them out there. Not as many as the #3s, not as many as the #5s. #4, they printed less of them or had difficulty getting them out into distribution. So this is a tough book, and as a CGC 6.0, it's a solid mid-grade book. For those of you that collect keys, this would be considered a key. If you're trying to fill your run, you're probably missing #1 and #4, and so here's an opportunity to grab one of these. Here's a pretty cool book. It's modern. It's from 2008, and it's a blank cover that was somebody took up to Eric Powell and asked him to do a sketch. So he's done a sketch of Goon, and that turned out to be a really popular character for Eric Powell, and he did really well with that character and the books that he sold. So Goon sketch cover right here, 9.8. This is pretty neat. This is a Basil Wolverton cover, Plop #1 from 1973, and you just look at it and it is weird, and that is the desirability of this book. Everybody likes you know, weird stuff, and when you look at this, you just, you know, for me, if I saw this on the rack in 1973, ah, geez, I would want to buy it for sure. It's only 20 cents. Excuse me. I bought this recently, Playful Little Audrey #1. I was hoping that it would be an 8 or maybe an 8.5, but came back as 7.5. I think the major issue is the corner, a little bit of a tear up there, so that's going to keep that book down. But this book presents extremely well, and yeah, so from 1957, getting a #1 issue, Harvey, they're becoming more and more popular these days, and I think for the longest time, people just didn't consider them to be, you know, worthy of buying, but now I think a lot of attention is being put on these. Moving on, Crazy Comics #1. This book is really neat. From 1948, Timely, which became Atlas and became Marvel. And here we've got Crazy Comics #1. It is also Basil Wolverton and Harvey Kurtzman art. 7.5. So I sent this off for submission, and I was really happy with the grade. It's a solid grade. The major issue with this book is down here by the hole in the ground. It's a tape pull. You can see a little bit of color and artwork missing from the cover, and that is caused by a piece of tape. Maybe the person pulled this out of the bag, didn't remove the tape from the bag, and the flap flipped down and stuck to the cover of the book, and they kept on pulling. And that happens, and that's just awful. So please, everybody, whoever is listening, if you are taking a comic book out of its bag, remove the tape completely, get it right off of there, put it on the desk beside you, or put it on the side of the comic bag, but don't leave it on the flap, and think you can pull this thing out so quickly that damage is never going to happen. So, you know, sometimes stuff happens, and yeah, you can easily avoid tape pulls, so let's do that. Moving on, Junior number 13. This is a fantastic book. Any of the Junior books are so great. This is a Fox Feature Syndicate 1948 CGC 3.0, and you can see the cover art is probably what makes this so desirable in today's market. It's Al Feldstein, and all throughout the book it's Al Feldstein, so it's going to be so great. And he's drawing these women with what's the word? Headlights. So that'd be known as a headlight cover. Good girl art, and extremely hot right now. Very popular. Here's another one, Junior number 12. This one came back with a little bit of restoration, but same idea. Other than all the color, like somebody took a pen to this and started fiddling around with like filling in and drawing stuff and just writing nonsense, stars and 5 cents and whatever, squiggles. Somebody also took a little ballpoint pen and tried to color in parts of the little triangles, the black triangles there, and just a couple of spots. I think I can see it right there, a little bit of ballpoint pen right there, and that was enough to give this book a purple label. It says over there lingerie panels. So this is, again, Al Feldstein, and just a terrific cover, terrific book altogether. This one I picked up in Toronto in March, Hetty Divine Comics number 33, CGC 7.0. Super great on this book. The colors are just fantastic. This is Marvel from 1949, and with a yellow cover and the red words, Hetty Divine, the girl wearing red. She looks and is drawn very, very sexy-like, and you know, just a fantastic book altogether. It's a Canadian edition, and that was another reason why I wanted to snatch it up. Giant Size X-Men number 1. For those of you that know X-Men books and Bronze Age books and Key books, this is a big one. This is a great book. This is the first new team of the X-Men and second full appearance of Wolverine. So CGC 9.0, this is a good one. Next up, Archie's Rival Reggie number 1. 5.0, and I would probably submit any grade to CGC. So a 5.0 is fine. It's a nice mid-grade copy. It's a desirable book. Anything early Archie is getting snatched up left and right for me. So if we had Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica, Reggie, Jughead, all of those books are on people's want lists, and they don't last very long. So this is a number 1, 5.0. Oh, speaking of Jughead, Archie's Pal Jughead number 2, CGC 5.5. This is the second issue, of course, and of Jughead on his own, and 1950. So again, early Archie book, very desirable, and it should be added to your collection. This is the last book of the video, Adventure Comics 260. It's a CGC 3.0. This is the origin of Aquaman, 1959, and a pretty cool book. That's it, folks, for this week. I hope that you can subscribe to my channel, leave any comments and likes, dislikes, any suggestions would be great. And if not, maybe reach out to me on email or check out the website. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.